The entire fiasco of NEET, PG, the exam, the leak, and everything that has followed through, especially with the news that's coming out every single day about this entire fiasco.
ये नीट का एग्जाम रद्द होना चाहिए। आज सड़क पे हम लोगों ने आंदोलन किया है। मैं इस देश के नौजवानों को जिनका भविष्य बर्बाद हुआ है, करोड़ों नौजवानों का भविष्य बर्बाद हुआ पिछले 2 साल में,
has kind of shaken the entire country and shaken the core of our education system. Firstly, I would like to say this message with a lot of responsibility, saying I empathize with what all the students are going through, because it really takes a lot of effort to prepare for such exams, and then when you realize that this exam, the entire system is against you, you just feel helpless, you feel hopeless, and at the same time you don't know whom to blame and you don't know what to do.
सबसे खतरनाक होता है सपनों के कोटा में नई उम्र का हार जाना।
654 में लास्ट ईयर एम्स गए थे बच्चे, 690 में उसको दिल्ली में कॉलेज नहीं मिल रहा। व्हाट आर यू एक्सपेक्टिंग?
2 करोड़ बच्चों का भविष्य इन्होंने डुबो दिया।
ये वही लोग हैं जो डिप्रेस होते हैं बाय द पेपर।
पाही से लेके डॉक्टर बनने तक का पेपर लीक हो जा रहा है।
And unfortunately, while the blame game is happening from a political angle, the blame game is happening from a media angle, nobody is really sitting down with these students and telling them to actually calm down and make sure things will go right for them. And that is the unfortunate reality of what's happening in today's scenario, especially with the NEET exam fiasco. But you know what? Before we actually talk about this entire NEET fiasco, it has actually shaken the core of what our education system is all about as well. And the entire education system of our country is right now very bad. Hello and welcome to this brand new video from the Indian Millennials channel. My name is Rohit Kurpad. I bring about contextual information based on things that are happening in our country, India, in the world, and our beloved marketplace. Like I said, I need to rant about our education system today. Let's talk from basics of our education system, okay? We are in a world today in our country where people are actually talking about one nation, one election. But my question is, can we even handle one nation, one exam? Surprisingly and realistically, the answer seems to be no. We cannot handle one nation, one exam, and now we're talking about one election, one nation, whatever. Second thing, the people who are supposed to be fighting for our education system, supposed to actually ensure that education system is built, it's developed, it's honed, it's made world class, and all these things, are the same guys who are actually sending their children abroad for their education. I'll tell you this without a shadow of a doubt. Look at all the politicians from BJP, from Congress, from Samajwadi Party, from any party. Look at their children. Look at where they've actually got their education from. So what does this mean? You are not sold with your own vision of your own education system that you are actually sending your kids abroad. How can you be the deciding factor of what education system is made for people who are in India? Well, are there any answers for this question? I'm surprised to say, and I'm also sad to say that there's no answer to this. One more irony that we have also noticed, that surprisingly, the privileged class in India gets the cream of the cream students. All these guys who got great education from schooling level to higher level, everything, they end up actually pursuing a degree outside India or their masters outside India, and they end up staying outside of India. Now when they do that, they're actually causing more brain drain than anybody else. So students are going outside India, getting the education from outside India and serving in companies that are also in outside of India and paying taxes, guess where? Outside of India, and they end up becoming citizens of those countries if they offer citizenship to them. Especially in the United States, in Canada, in Australia, in New Zealand, most of the Indians who go there never seem to come back unless and until they're forced to come back, and they always stay there and they actually become the citizens of their country. So what are we getting out of it? Look at Sundar Pichai, look at Satya Nadella, look at Ajay Banga. These are all guys who are hailed as great Indian stories. But you know what? These stories were not shaped, unfortunately, in India. They all left India, pursued their degree outside India, then they got into jobs outside India, and then they grew to the positions that they are today. So stop calling them Indian stories then, because India didn't shape them. The outside world shaped them, and that is also a sad reality of our country. While there are people, there are exceptions, but understand the majority of our nation is not privy to the access that most of the other guys do get. Now let me tell you a small pattern about how student life is in India. Once you finish your school, where you're supposed to learn things like philosophy, taxation, financial literacy, and many other things which are actually relevant, you're not taught all these things. You're taught basic studies, and obviously science, math and all is pretty good even now in school systems, but other studies are not taught. Then you enter college. In college, nobody bothers about which college you're attending. People bother about which tuition class you're going to. People bother about which tutorial classes you're going to. And there is a standard procedure of actually getting you into the system there as well. And that has also become a problem. Why do you think a show like Kota Factory becomes very, very famous? Because everyone relates to it. Why do you think a city like Kota has so many tuition classes, so many coaching institutions that it's not even funny? Why do you think all these things are happening? Why do you think that exams like UPSC, CAT and major exams, the entire coaching industry is making so much of money, whereas only a few percentage of people actually crack these exams and end up becoming, successful in that field? What happens to the remaining people? They have just gone to tuition classes and done nothing. And guess what? Nobody gives a damn about which college they've actually gone to study. And isn't that a problem? Isn't that a point of shame for us? Because if you go outside India, they actually look at colleges. They actually say, yeah, I went to this college to pursue this. Nobody talks about tuition. Nobody talks about anything else. That is, again, the sad, harsh reality of our country. Now, okay, you joined tuition classes, you got a college degree, you wrote your exams, competitive exams, you got a decent rank. Now, once you get a decent rank, if you have reservation, fine, it might help you. If you do not have reservation, again, you're demoralized. Because you get a seat in some other college when you're supposed to get a seat in some other college. And then, the fees is very, very high. An average medical student today spends close to 50-60 lakhs to pursue a medical degree. An average MBA degree today costs close to 30 to 40 lakhs. Education itself has become so expensive, so commoditized. After paying this much amount of money, what am I learning after joining these colleges? Am I learning up-to-date stuff? Am I learning the right things that the marketplace demands? The answer, again, sadly, is no, I don't. Let me give you a small reality check. Most of us Indians are engineering students or engineers. But I'll ask you one question. How many core engineers of mechanical engineers in India are actually doing mechanical engineering jobs? How many people who have actually pursued industrial engineering are actually doing industrial engineering jobs? Most of us are in the IT space. Most of us have become software engineers. This is also a harsh reality. Now, once you finish your degree, once you have got a degree in your hand, you go to the marketplace immediately humbles you. Why? Because what the market wants, the education system does not provide. What the market needs, the education system does not provide. Because, let's face it, our curriculum was not designed in 2010, no. 2000, no. 1990, no. 1980, no. It's 1970. Our system has not changed since then. Oh, and yeah, one more irony here. We discuss about everything about changing curriculum only from a history angle. Why? Because changing history in our history textbooks suits political narratives of both sides. And I'm not saying BJP is correct or Congress is correct or whatever. Both sides are just arguing and having a conversation about this when they should be having a conversation about the entire system. There's also a comparison between India and China based on population and everything. Let me give you a stark reality in terms of numbers. India spends 6% of our annual GDP in education. China spends 20% of its GDP on education. There is a huge difference, and India should also match to that in order to become a proper techno manufacturing, whatever you want to call, maybe an industrial superpower. Our education system needs to improve. So start from the basics to actually dream about things. Because let me tell you, the root of the entire problem of unemployment, brain drain, and also lack of opportunities in our country is all because of our education system. You change the education system, you revamp it, make it better, and make it better, faster, more efficient. That is when we will see a much more robust economic progress as well. It's as simple as that. But unfortunately, the conversations about our education system is not in detail, it's not in depth, it's all about picking and choosing what suits political narratives and media narratives. And at the end, who's the loser? It's the student, it's the parent. Now, if these guys are rejected and if they send their kids abroad to pursue a degree, stop blaming them, because it's absolutely right on their part to do that. Because look at everybody around you, you will understand that our education system needs to change before it's really too late. We have aspirations of becoming a developed nation. We have aspirations of becoming the most powerful nation in the world. We have a lot of aspirations, but these aspirations will actually go down the drain if we do not revamp our education system right now and make sure that all the students who struggle and who are actually busting their ass off in this hyper-competitive world thanks to the sheer magnitude of our population, I think it's high time they get something that is worth their time and something that is actually going to help them as well. Because there are some data figures which are startling and very harsh for us to even fathom. Number one, did you know that a per capita teacher for every single student today, for every 500 students, we have only 2.8 teachers. And also, did you know that every single person can become a student teacher today? Every single Tom, Dick and Harry on this planet can become a teacher today. And that is also a problem because these teachers, some of them have no clue what they're teaching, and these guys end up becoming teachers. And we don't need such teachers also. We need improvement in our teachers, we need improvement in our infrastructure, and that is when students will actually improve. So, this is just a rant from the Indian Millennials channel. I am sure you guys resonate with me. If you do, let me know. And if you feel that, if you're just blindsided and if you feel that, hey, everything is fine, our education system is amazing, then do read all the news again and then come back and have a debate with people on this channel. Please come online, send me an email. We'll get you on this channel and we'll discuss this in detail. But anyways, until then, please stay tuned for more videos from the Indian Millennials channel. Please like, share, subscribe to our channel. And until next time, take care, goodbye, and Jai Hind.